Hello dear students, welcome in this online session of English Medium 8th Standard. The lesson which we are going to refer is the lesson, very interesting lesson depending upon the Indian mythology, the system, custom and the theory which has been taken since from the past days and also which is differing the country today. That is how today we are going to learn the deep theory about the socio-religious reform. Yes, you have heard very right. It is the first lesson of your second semester. So in this video, I'll be making you to understand with a very new and innovative technique. And in this, I'll also share you the textbook, the page number, the figurative diagrams also as well. I'll also make you understand the detailed theory related to the socio-religious reforms. So I hope you'll enjoy the lecture. So you need to just focus in the page number which will be very soon displayed on your screen. So let's see now what the first page number says about the socio-religious reform. Okay, so now you can see the screen is sharing on your screen. That is the page number, and you can see the screen shows you the page number of your textbook. So in this socio-religious reform, my dear student, the first lesson of the second semester says the ill custom of the India, and also says that how the Indian people, Indian freedom fighter, revolutionist and other people helped India to overcome of this. Not only this much, Britishers and the leaders from the Britishers, some of them were good. They also helped India in growing in the positive direction. So now let's focusing on the topic here. The socio-religious reform says that in the 19th century, or you can say in the startup of the 19th century, Indian society was infested with the various social evils like superstition, illiteracy, then ignorance of the other bad mentality. Apart from that, ill customs, social customs which were making India to go backward into the classes, and the caste system also. The caste system means the system which was dividing the group of people on the namesake of their caste. So that's how this whole of the lesson is depending upon a very good theory where we will understand, and we are going to understand that how India changed and what was India in the ancient time. So the women, a part of our civilization, same as the men, were not compared actually respectively in the same level as today we are comparing. In the ancient time, women, the girl child, or you can say the females, were one of the part of just a kind of female infanticide, female forticides and all. It means that in the ancient time there was some kinds of ill customs like doodh piti systems and all, which were making people mind to be conservative, in which they were killing the girl child and they were wishing for only a boy child, which was also a very brutal kind of custom which was practiced in the ancient time, and now it is not practiced. So I congratulate you all that we are living in the latest era where we don't discriminate anybody on their caste, color, name, gender or their ratio. So that's how this was the worst part of the ancient time, and it is a good part that we have changed today in the today's time. Now we need to also understand, as you can see that page displays you, that narrow mindedness of the society, whereas ill customs were widespread among the society. Doodh piti system, as I explained you also, girl child were need to put in the filled container of the milk and she needs to be get death. So that's how women also needed to be jumped in the funeral of her husband after the husband's death. That also like widow remarriages were not supported well in the ancient time. So that's how we can say that, my dear student, that the customary thinking of the people of the ancient time was not so profound, was not so proper that they can go with that. And that is only the thing which we are going to learn in this chapter. So therefore, this customs of the ancient time was about to be end, and we were needing some kinds of new reform in India. And that's how a person is introduced inside the textbook, who is also known as Rajaram Mohan Roy, and along with him other persons are also there who helped India to come out of this here. So now you can go with that. Okay, when the girl child is killed, literally if the girl child is marrying we can say a woman is marrying a man, and if he is dying, that the woman also need to jump in the burning funeral of her husband, where she needs to also die. That was very ill custom of the India. So now it is changed out. Now we need to understand how these things happen. See, Western education made India to come across from the ill customs. And apart from that, Western education also made India to go with the customary thinking about awakening of India, and also about the new theory of the concept developing in India. So that's, you can say that, okay, due to the Western education, new awakening arose. It means the renaissance of the new education, the renaissance of the new reform arose in India, and that's how this custom went to an end. But beginning of the 19th century, we can say that to remove the evil custom, the society, the social people, they fought intensely. Now, when they fought intensely, intensive efforts were also made by them to bring the social and religious reforms. And therefore, Rajaram Mohan Roy was the first person among them who was the main reformist. And now we'll be going to read about the Rajaram Mohan Roy. Now you can see the paragraph, 1772, in the Hooghly district of Bengal. Now, before I start this paragraph, let me show you the image figure of Rajaram Mohan Roy. Now you can see, my dear students, on the screen, you can check it out. The image is shown to you, that is how he was looking at the time. Okay, this is his very simple customary costume, or you can say dress up, where he was living in a simple lifestyle but a high thinking. Okay, so now moving further, let's focus on the paragraph. So I made you understand, Rajaram Mohan Roy, born in a Bengali family, 1772 CE, in the Radhanagar village, and he belonged to a Brahmin caste. Therefore, we can say Rajaram Mohan Roy married very early in his age, and literally we can say in his early childhood age, he was able to see the problems of the people. And laterly, when he was actually wishing to be in a family, his brother's wife became sati. Why? Because his brother was dead. So therefore, at the time of her sati, he only advocated that this custom to jump in the fire of husband is not a right thing, and we need to not advocate that thing in a positive way. We need to advocate that thing in a negative way. And that's how he was deeply shaken by this kinds of intensive formula given by the Indian society. So the reforms, he protested very hardly, and if you go more further, then we can say the customs according to him was wrong, like child marriages, then casteism, doodh piti systems, and other systems too here. So that's how we can say, okay, he also started a newspaper to make people awakened. Okay, now what was the newspaper? The newspaper was related to Samvad Komodi. Samvad means to make yourself conservatively come outside. Okay, you need to come open uply. Okay, Samvad, to do the communication, okay, between two people, sharing of the ideas and all. So in the 1821 CE, and also he made the effort to go more further in that same path. That is, in the year 1828, he actually established generally some kinds of different forms. Okay, and what was that? That Rajaram Mohan Roy established a new form, that was Hindu College in the Kolkata. And he also recommended many changes to the Britishers as well. Government of independence also were under his like legacy, or you can say like Britishers were also thinking about the person who was thinking about the independence of the society. Therefore, the British government, like Indian independence press, also helped. Now the freedom of speech also he took out here, women's right, personal judiciary then leadership, then liberty, judiciary independent and all for the people. So that this kinds of formula must be changing Indian society in a positive way. Rajaram Mohan Roy also started the movement. Now, when we start a movement, one thing we need to pretty sure understand, that movement are not only to make people know about the thing. Movement is also to make people understand what is the truth, what is the real meaning, what is the real meaning of the lifestyle, what is the real meaning of respect, what is the real meaning of liberty. And that's how Rajaram Mohan Roy started the movement and all, to abolish sati system, as he saw his sister-in-law was about to jump inside the fire, and due to his somehow we can say interference, she was saved apart. So that's how we can say, okay, generally as a result, British Governor General at that time, who was ruling in the Bengal, Lord William Bentinck, passed a law to abolish the sati system, and this law was framed just to make the customary thinking changed out of the people, and also to give the basic end to the sati pratha also. So this law was framed in 1829 CE. So it can be also said that Rajaram Mohan Roy laid the foundation of Indian resonance about new awakening. एक नया दौर स्टार्ट करने में राजाराम मोहन जी का बहुत बड़ा हाथ था, and that's how we need to always thank him also for that. So now you can see on the screen that religious political reforms were also introduced at the time, and therefore in the case of right to the property also there were some kinds of rules implemented like in 1830. Then Rajaram Mohan Roy also died actually in the Bristol in the year 1833, and that's how, means that is the in the England. So therefore we can say Rajaram Mohan Roy actually played a very vital role in making India for the new form. So now the vital role, the crucial role was played by Rajaram Mohan Roy, and he was the person who was trying to make everything possible in India, so that upcoming generation, like we are the upcoming generation, or we are the generation who came, okay, should live very comfortably and should come out of these kinds of ill customs. So therefore Brahmo Samaj also was somehow, we can say, established by him, as I made you understand about Sammat Kumudis and all. So contemporary Hindu Samaj society, Brahmo Samaj also tried to abolish this rigid suspensions about the superstitions, belief and other relevant thoughts and belief also, where the Indian people were regarded to follow these kinds of customs and thinkings, and where we can say that the thinking was about to be changed of the people. But there was one thing that we need to understand: support and focus was needing there, and that's how we can go more further in this theory, where we can understand that Rajaram Mohan Roy was the person who made India to go on the positive path. And after Rajaram Mohan Roy, there were other gurus and leaders were also making him support. If you take one of the name of Swami Dayanand Saraswati, then you need to very understand him detailfully that he studied 15 years apart from the basic system to the yoga. Swami Dayanand Saraswati was born in a Brahmin family, and as you know that basically he was also supporting towards the basic system of the new upcoming India, as you can see the screen. And it also says that he was born in the Brahmin family in Tankara village near Morbi, that is in Gujarat, Saurashtra. And apart from that, in his early childhood he realized that the idol worship is bad. Now why idol worship is bad? Dekho, one thing we need to understand: everybody has the need to worship the god, but idol worship is bad because according to him, idol doesn't consist in any kind of power, not in kind of life. So to worship idol and pollute the nature is the bad thing according to him. So therefore he also advocated on that. Now he realized that idol worship rituals are worthless, and he renounced that the world need to change out from the idol worship. And therefore he also thought that he need to go more in the detail to make people aware about the idol worship, that which is not going to be helpful for them. So therefore generally he traveled across India, and next for the 15 years also he studied yoga, as I said you in the advance. He became a sannyasi. Sannyasi means a person who is living out of the family, a person who is living for the people, not for himself. And therefore he became sannyasi, that is an ascetic person. And also he recalls and studied the philosophy of human about Hinduism also. Then Swami Virjanand Dandesha in Mathura gave him all these kinds of customary thinkings and the basic theory related to the optional world also. So therefore he, under his legacy of Swami, we can say Virajananda Dandesha in Mathura, learned these kinds of things. Now see, as you can see my dear, the figure of Swami Dayanand Saraswati displaying on your screen, that is figure number 1.2. Now Swami Dayanand Saraswati made all the attempts, you can see here, he made all the attempts to achieve the national unity by advocating the classless and casteless society. He also acquired a deep insight into the Indian custom, culture, religious through the Vedas too. As we know that Vedas are one of the very important part of our civilization, our culture and our mythology too here. So therefore he also said to the people, we need to go back to the Vedas. Go back to the Vedas means respect your Vedas, trust on your Vedas before getting any kind of medicines of the technical world. You need to easily go with the Vedas. You need to easily go with these kinds of ancient techniques of the medicines. You need to easily go with the basic system of a Hindu herbal science. You need to go with the Vedas, you need to go with the Vedangas, you need to go with the Ayanakas and lots of kinds of systematic things. That's why I said that go back to Vedas. He wrote book also entitled Satyarth Prakash, or we can say Satyarth Prakash also. He made people to aware in the field of Veda, to mention in the field of Veda. And also he actually mentioned the evil customs such as idol worship, rituals related to child marriages, sati pratha, untouchability, etc., etc., as a negative term of India. So we can easily say that this kinds of systematic thinking was given by Swami Dayananda Saraswati, and these kinds of changes were also introduced by Swami Dayananda Saraswati. So therefore he advanced also in these kinds of thoughts and theories, and laterly he advanced also in these kinds of thoughts and theories, and laterly we can say he advocated about monotheism, one religion, that is only one God is there. He preached in Hindi, देखो religion can be etc, etc, religion can be all of them, but thinking about the God must be one, that is सबका मालिक एक. And that's how he was thinking on this kinds of systematic theory. He preached in the Hindi, as well as he also resulted his thoughts and exclamations about the maximum number of the people in the country. And laterly Swami Dayananda Saraswati established the Arya Samaj too. Means in the 1875 CE, the branches of this Arya Samaj established into the Lahore to Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Gujarat, and etc, etc. Therefore consequently we can say social change slowly came to seen by the people, and furthermore it changed rapidly the people. Now we can say Arya Samaj movement was also to convert these people from Hindus to who had changed their religion. From a basic religion you need to come back, because it is not a religion which you are going in. What you're born with is the religion. So consequently social changes also occurred, rapid changes also occur. Plus Arya Samaj started a movement to reconvert the people who actually changed from Hindus to the other religions by force, and therefore it was also willing to return to the original faith. So these kinds of things were given by Swami Dayananda Saraswati. Now after his death, you can see the screen, after his death means after the Swamiji's death, the activities of the organization was continued by the leaders like Lala Hansraj, apart from that Pandit Gurudat, then Lala Lajpat Rai, and etc, etc, which was done in the year 1902 CE. Now Kangadi Gurukul was also established. Can you imagine? The Gurukul was also established here near Haridwar by Swami Shraddhanand. Arya, Kanya, then Mandavya Vidyalaya also was established in Vadodara, Gujarat. And apart from that, the Gujarat and Gujarat custom education also focused, including discipline, dignity, labor, tolerance, patience, and moral customs and values to here. Dekho, when I'm teaching you these lessons and all, or when you are sitting in the school to learn these kinds of lessons, do you know what is very important, very crucial to understand? Discipline. If you are not in the discipline, my dear student, your focus will be not attacked towards the speech of the speaker. Your focus will be not attract. Your focus will be not attached. So we need to understand the discipline first. So going more further, laterly we can say Swami ji went more on this kinds of things, but after his death, this kinds of all the procedures, colleges, gurukuls were carried out by his disciples and the other people. And next comes the guru of Swami Vivekananda, that is Ramakrishna Paramhans. Ramakrishna Paramhans was the torch bearer of the Indian culture. He was also a person who was known as a reformist, and laterly we can say that he also became the saint who also taught the truth basically to Swami Vivekananda too. Now who sought for the truth and also for the religious ceremonies. Now he was born in Kamarpukur village in the Hooghly district in Bengal, same where from our other leaders were belonging to. He took keen interest in the religious activities from his childhood, and he was also a pujari, or you can say preacher, and a person who was worshipping in the Kali temple in the Dakshineshwar, that is in Kolkata. Many people were also attracted towards him. So the characteristics or the character of his own means Ramakrishna Paramhans was very deep, knowledgeable, and he also tried to attain God in the various forms. Many reforms were also given by him, and many reformers were also attracted towards him, like Kesav Chandra, then Anand Saraswati also, and other influenced people were also actually attracted by his speech and his somehow we can say influencing thoughts too here. So they actually attracted him, they actually attracted towards him by his faith, redevelopment, then generosity, and laterly focus also. So therefore we can say preaching was the basic thing related in the life of Ramakrishna Paramhans. Same as Swami Vivekananda also attracted towards him, and he learned lots of kinds of detailed theory of the life and death, means moksha and the salvation. Now let's get some information about Swamiji, Swami Vivekanand. देखो, a Bengali graduate named Narendranath Dutt, 1863 to 1902 CE century, that came with a very complimentary idea to meet his guru Ramakrishna Paramahansa, who reciprocated his quest for the knowledge, and Narendranath became the disciple of Ramakrishna Paramahansa. Now I have visited Kolkata and I have also seen the memorial and the museum and the Belur Math also. Belur Math is a very prominent place which is also known as the place of Ramakrishna Paramahansa, as well established by Swami Vivekananda. So whenever you are going to Bengal, you must visit this place. So now here he became the disciple of Ramakrishna Paramahansa and also became sannyasi. Who became sannyasi? That was Mr. Swami Vivekananda. Means Swami Vivekananda went to the sannyasi path, and acquiring the same name, or we can say acquiring the same name Swami Vivekananda, he did an intensive study on the Indian and Western philosophy too, and laterally he also reciprocated Indian customary thinkings. Now you can see the figure that is showing you Swami Vivekananda. He also advised to the people to serve poor and the needy people is the best way to help the God, and also he embodied the pride of our rich cultural heritage and faith and the bright future in the conference of Chicago, and also he preached Indian and the youngsters to go with the Indian custom only. Apart from that, he also attended Parliament Religion Conference in United States of America year 1893, and with the influence speech he made people provided understanding things about Indian philosophy and culture too. He propagated the Indian culture by touring various places. Dekho, touring is a good thing. You need to go and tour the various places also. So United States of America, then Europe, Egypt, okay, apart from that China, Japan, etc., etc. He was an ardent person, supporter of the Indian culture, devotionalist, and also nationalist warrior. So therefore he gave legendary slogan. What is that? Awake, arise, awake, and stop not, still the goal is not achieved. Utho jago और ध्येय प्राप्ति तक बने रहो. So that's how Swamiji gave this kinds of slogan for the youngsters to hear. Swamiji established Ramakrishna Mission in the Kolkata, and also in the name of his guru. He has, as I have visited this place, my dear student, it has also one of the headquarters at the Belur. Belur is a very beautiful place that is known as the Belur Math. Okay, it's like a temple place. At the Belur, various works are also done there. Missionary followers are also there. Then slogans, services, and man service to God service is also still now followed in the Bengal, and laterally we can say hospitals were also run by this missionary school or the institute which was helping to the people. Even today also the branches of missions or the missionary functional Indian board is also working according to the Swamiji's theory. So that's how we can say okay, these are the basic things which we are understanding in this lecture, and these are the basic things which we are actually needing to go with in this lecture. So I hope you enjoyed the lecture, my dear student. So to get any extra information will be you can visit the Google, and also you can go with the general theories and the basic knowledge also. You can get the novels also of these kinds of people or some of the history books too here. So take care and wait for the next lecture. Till then you can revise yourself. Thank you.